Welcome Wargamers to another Mid-Sussex YouTube video. You are here with Sam and this is another Imperial Assault unboxing. We are continuing with the Bespin Gambit range and today we're looking at the cover villain, Bossk. As you can see in front of us we have Bossk. If we just pan the camera up, I'll see on the, we can just about see that. On the expansion box, it obviously shows Bossk. So yeah, that's what we're looking at today. This is the Venom pack. Might as well start with the model. It's a very nice model. Again, with all these Bespin Gambit models, there are very few mold lines. Let's see if we can get him slightly more focus. Oh, camera's gone. There we go, looking suitably dinosaur-y and ready just to shoot anyone who gets in his way. So yeah, there's his model, very cool. Probably the nicest that we've seen so far in terms of like actual pose, you know, standing there probably mid-firing, shooting down some poor, I don't know, probably a civilian knowing Bossk. He doesn't really care who he shoots as long as he shoots someone and gets his target at the same time. So yeah, there's Bossk. She comes in obviously the grey plastic of all villains. So yeah, let's look at his command card. Let's stick him over here. He only has one. There's no campaign version. There is just Bossk. How well can you see that? Not very. There you go. So he is 8 points, which is ridiculous. Ridiculously good. He's a hunter brawler, so fits in with all the nice scum stuff. Now, what I noticed first is he automatically has +1 block, +2 damage, and +2 accuracy. That's a lot of built-in positives straight off the bat. You know, +1 block. He's going to reduce the amount of damage he takes. Obviously, +2 damage with that red dice you can see there. He's just going to be putting out so much hurt and +2 accuracy. So you don't even have to worry too much about, you know, you can shoot. He's probably mid-range before you start, you know, getting into trouble. And he has got Surge for Pierce 2, which is obviously very nice. On the occasions you do roller lightning. His special ability is Indiscriminate Fire. Choose a space within 3 spaces and in your line of sight, then roll 1 green dice. Each figure on or adjacent to that space suffers damage equal to the damage results and strain equal to the surge results. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. It's basically like a grenade, and they don't take, you know, they don't get to block against it. So your low health things like your R2D2s, your 3POs, your stormtroopers, Bossk is just going to tear through them with his indiscriminate fire, and it's not an attack. So he can attack and then, you know, shoot indiscriminately and, you know, maybe finish someone off or do it the other way around. It's just nasty. And I think the best thing about him, or one of the best things, is his regenerate rule. At the end of each round, recover 2 damage and discard all harmful conditions. So, you know, you kind of want to be maybe, I don't know, doing Bossk first each round, letting him run in, do all this stuff. And then if people put stun or weaken or whatever on him, at the end of the round it just clears and he recovers 2 damage. As you can see, he's got 10 health, which is quite high, 4 speed, a white dice, which is interesting, and obviously red-green attack. Now usually the white dice you kind of think, oh, he's going to go down quite quick, but with that extra block, he's you know, he's just a little bit tougher and regenerating 2 health at the end of each round. If you don't focus your fire on him, he's just gonna, you know, he's just gonna stick around. He's like Boba Fett but better, I think. You know, alright, he doesn't have the 3 dice attack and the battle tactics, but he just puts out so much damage. He just, you know, I'm very much looking forward to trying this guy out in my HK droid list. You know, just as a cheaper version of Boba Fett. Alright, he's not got the speed or the maneuverability, but he's got all the killing power and probably just as much sticking power. So there's Bossk, a very good card. I suspect he's going to be very popular. Yeah, so I don't know, hopefully we'll see lots of him. Next up, we've got the skirmish upgrade. It's an attachment. I guess you just attach it to whoever you want. There's no restrictions. Exhaust this card when a hostile figure suffers strain during activation. Reduce the amount of strain suffered by 1. Then the player controlling that figure must discard 1 random command card from his hand. If he cannot, the figure suffers 1 damage. This is awesome. I think it's going to go down very well with maybe the Wingard or the Trandoshans. Anything that that deals a lot of strain, and deals multiple strain. Because they say even if you do 2 strain, on an attack and you have Headhunter, they're still taking 1 strain. So potentially they're getting rid of cards from their deck and from their hand. This does seem to be a common theme throughout the Bestman Gambit wave, is that there's a lot of making your opponents throw away command cards. So I do foresee maybe Leia being quite popular, being able to get those command cards back. But yeah, Headhunter's quite nice. For a point, with Scum, they're all odd points values, so I think it's highly likely that we'll, that I'll probably use this, if I don't feel like using Explosive Armaments or Last Resort or one of the other many Scum upgrade cards that we now have. The command cards are very good. We have, for 0 points, Wild Attack. Any figure, use when you declare an attack, add 1 red die to the attack pool and 1 white dice to the defense pool. It's a gamble, isn't it, at the end of the day? You get that extra red, so you give your opponent a white. This might be good in maybe a list with the ISBs, or where you've got ISBs kicking around, and use it on them, so they then get blue, red, green to attack, and it kind of nullifies the white dice, because obviously they can surge to get rid of the dodge. It's a risk, but that white dice does have a blank face on it, and especially on Bossk, if you're rolling red, red, green, you're probably going to do a fair amount of damage with Wild Attack. Probably put someone down. It is 0 points, so it could potentially be negated, but I think it's a very good card for 0 points. Next up, we have Disorient, another 0.1. Use after a hostile figure with a beneficial condition suffers damage. Discard 1 beneficial condition from that figure, then that figure suffers 2 damage. Not 2 damage, sorry, 2 strain. Powerful, especially with Gideon and 3PO, all those kind of guys who like to throw out the focus. This kind of hurts them. You can run up to maybe that focused Luke Skywalker after Gideon's focused him and throw this at him, and all of a sudden he's not focused and he has to throw away 2 cards or take 2 damage. And it's just when a hostile figure when they suffer damage. So you don't even have to, there's no restrictions on when you can play it, which is quite cool. Again, 0 points, might be worth chucking in if you've got if you find yourself a bit short on cards. Next up, we have Grizzly Contest, which has some cool artwork. It's 2 points. It's for brawlers only. Use during your activation. An adjacent hostile figure suffers 2 damage. You then suffer 2 strain. A good way of sneaking 2 damage onto someone. If you're, I don't know, it's not an action, so it's extra damage, which is obviously nice. It's unblockable damage, and you suffer 2 strain, which is all right. It depends who you're taking the strain on. If it's someone weak, you might choose to throw away the cards, or you might suffer that. Maybe it's Bossk going last. He's using Grizzly Contest. All of a sudden, he's putting a hell of a lot of damage with a shot. He's indiscriminate fire and this, and you take the 2 damage, and at the end you recover it. So quite a good card for 2 points. I might try and use it at some point, just because I like to get use out of what we spent my hard-earned monies on. And the last one is Bossk's character card, Trandoshan Terror. It's just some quite cool artwork. Use when you declare indiscriminate fire. Add 1 yellow dice to the dice pool. That's pretty good. Now, if we go back to indiscriminate fire, it's damage equals damage results and strain equal to the surge results. There's lots of lightning on the yellow dice. So this all of a sudden makes indiscriminate fire very, very good. You know, you're rolling 2 dice. It's a free 2 dice attack. So I think whenever I'm taking Bossk, the Trandoshan Terror will be in it. And if I do running alongside my HKs, then I'll definitely take Devotion, I think, so I can draw this out. Because it makes, it's a very nice kind of, it's a non-trooper grenadier for Bossk, but it's green and yellow, so you're guaranteed to do damage and strain. Get down. Being attacked by the dog. I think she wants some food. So yeah, there's the command cards. Very, very good. Probably some of the best. I mean, they're all new, I think. We haven't seen any of these before, to my knowledge. And all kind of work well with Bossk. Get down. Get down. Busy. Moving on, we have the agenda cards. This is called Base Instincts. Again, we won't go too much into them because spoilers for the rebels. There's obviously the side mission where if the Imperials win, they get to have Bossk as a villain ally, which is very cool. Obviously, we've got the skirmish upgrade cards. We've got scavengers. Walls between spaces contain difficult terrain. Do not block movement, adjacency, line of sight, counting spaces, and at the end of each round, each player gains 4 VPs for each hunter cache he controls, which is the same on both. It's all about controlling hunter cache, but on B, watch your step. You don't spend additional movement points to go into difficult terrain, but if you're non-mobile, you will suffer strain, because I think there's supposed to be like some creatures or something in there that kind of eat you. Last but not least, obviously we've got the pack. Here you can kind of see the map there. It's fairly big, fairly big map, which should be quite fun. Deployment zone's quite far away, lots of doors, lots of corners. So very good for quick models. And over here, on the other side, obviously we have the skirmish mission. It's very compact, this one. It's all very small. But we don't want to show you too much because we don't want to spoil it for any of you guys playing the campaign already. So yeah, there's Bossk, everyone's favourite dinosaur. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Comment below on what you think of Bossk, how you're going to be using them. If you agree with some of the stuff I had, if I've said, awesome. If not, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm always trying to find out how people are using different things, so I can keep trying to beat Tom. I think Bossk will go a long way. He's a nifty little dinosaur, so it should be quite fun to get him painted up and on the tiles. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment below, and may the force be with you.